Good morning, everybody. Hi, Carmen. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. Good morning. I thought I would do this before I get my day started because I got readings and shit to do today. You know what I'm saying? Very grateful. Very grateful. But what I wanted to talk about, I saw this statement. And I wanted to share it. And I think y'all need to hear that. Because I think everybody gets so caught up into what the holiday or what this is and what it ain't. And I be wanting to help y'all. Greetings, speeches. Nah. And just what like Valentine's Day is. And then even what it is spiritually. And maybe that'll make y'all feel better. Because typically, if I'm just being honest, let me warm my coffee up somehow. Oh, and thank you who got me this. I think it was Tasha. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I'm wrong. But I love any type of monogram or any type of gift like that. I love stuff like that. I love anything that's like specialized or you got it just for me, whatever. People be thinking that it got to be expensive. No, if you got my initial on it, that's great. Anyway, so I wanted to do this video. Good morning to everybody. Just to kind of like give you some type of resolve. Because Valentine's Day, it's, it's a monopolized holiday. And I'm going to tell you what my husband said to me. I'm going to share this with you. And yes, I am on edible this morning. Anyway, so one thing that my husband said to me, I was like, are you going to ask me to be your Valentine today? And he said, baby, you my Valentine every day. And I was like, yeah, but he said, I don't need to do that. I buy you shit every day. I buy you shit all the time. And I was like, well, I want something specifically. And he was like, child, but I buy you flowers. I buy you jewelry. I don't wait until a particular holiday. And I was like, how do I feel about that? Because keep in mind, my husband is a Gemini, and they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. But, I mean, we probably go out to dinner or something like that. I don't know. But my point of it is what Valentine's Day means spiritually, because it's just not about romance. Okay. And so I'm giving you a spiritual perspective of it. See, Valentine's Day is about like attraction. Yes, thank you, Carmen, for saying it. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment. Yeah. It's about alignment, it's about devotion, it's about the heart center. So energetically, February 14th sits in a frequency. Okay. So it sits in a frequency of self-worth. It sits in a frequency of like a magnetic type of energy. It's a sacred union type of vibe, but it's with yourself first. And it's also an emotional, thank you, darling. It's the emotional truth. So it's a day that works with the heart chakra expansion. And I don't know if anyone's ever told you guys that, but because it gives Venus energy and the intention around partnership, whether it's romantic or it's financial or it's a self-love based. Okay. So I'm going to say the first thing is what you can do for like self-love activation ritual. Like that's really great foundation work, especially today. Get you a pink or a red candle. All right. I should have had all of this. A rose quartz, some honey, and paper and a pen. And you can write 5 qualities, 5 that you want to bring to a relationship, friendship, your financial relationship, like any type of relationship. All right. And then you're going to light the candle and you're going to place a small drop of honey on your tongue, some honey on your tongue. Because we want to say sweet things. So a lot of times when we are speaking sweet things over spells, how do you book? Oh, you have to go on my website, magicalLadyDuchess.com. And then there's a book now button. Well, anyway, you put something sweet on your tongue. You can have some candy, but I like honey because honey sticks. But if you really want to go old school, get you some dark molasses. Now, if you have blood sugar issues, be careful, bitch, with that molasses. But if you don't have no molasses, get you some sugar. I mean, put on your tongue. Or some Burr Rabbit. Burr Rabbit is old school. Okay? Just trying to teach y'all a little something. Okay? Because a lot of y'all be on that TikTok and Etsy, I just found out. But put something sweet on your tongue. Think about this. Anytime you doing a love working or a love spell, good morning, or anything like that, make sure your tongue is red. Make sure it's red. Or, because you know, red candy, red juice, red. Why? Because you're calling in something sweet. They're trying to give you little tips, little old school tips. Because that's what I do. I do old school conjure magic. You know what I'm saying? Conjure, hoodoo, you know. So make sure your tongue has something sweet on it. Because you are speaking sweet things even to yourself. All right. So you're going to light the candle. You're going to place a small drop of honey on your tongue, or candy, or some sugar, or Burr Rabbit, or molasses. All right. Or agave nectar. These are things that are sweet. And then you're going to say, I am sweet to myself. I'm sweet to myself. I attract what reflects my value. Be careful with that statement, though. I attract what reflects my value. Because if your shit ain't on up to par, you gonna track the dusty. Dusty. You're gonna track the dusty. You're gonna track a motherfucking dusty. All right? So you want to make sure if you do this, I am sweet to myself. That's what you say when you light that candle and you light that flame. I'm sweet to myself. I attract what reflects my value. Work on what your value mean. I just did a love video. I might do another one. I want you to sit for 5 minutes, focus on your chest area, your heart area. You want to refer someone to me? She feels really. I do have light seekers, and what I tell them is that even if they use hoodoo, they're hoodooing their own bloodline, not mine. So some stuff might be applicable to them, and I'm saying it in a politically correct way, and some stuff might not. If she's Cajun, that Arcadian, she might have some in her. I love you too, pretty P, but sure, you can refer to me. I help her. I have white godchildren too. So yeah. Look, as long as you respect that it's a practice that you can't particularly partake in, because anything you do, you're going to be doing it towards your ancestors, not mine. Sure, long as you have an understanding of that. And that's what you just simply tell them. It's a closed practice unless there is some, you have one drop rule, you know. So if you have the one drop rule, then a lot of stuff will apply to you. If you don't have the one drop rule, because that's the whole premise of hoodoo. And it's not to argue, it's not to prove a point. It is what it is. If hoodoo is based off these things of our dysphoria and our trauma and our past, a person of another persuasion that does not have that incest hoodoo. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. Celtic voodoo, or hoodoo, or happy Valentine's Day to you too, baby. You know, they practice in their own. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. So that's kind of what that means. It's a closed practice, and this the thing. Do your blood work to see what you got, and focus on that, because that makes it stronger. You know what I'm saying? It makes you stronger. It's just working with your ancestors, you know. So I hope that's a good. I kind of said that in a respectful way. I asked you, sure you don't want to look at Appalachian folk? Believe it or not, though, Appalachian, a lot of their conjuring ain't that different. It ain't that different. I just wish that we can have pride in stuff and just accept who we are and what we can do. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Blessings to you, Elena. Thank you. May you return 100-fold. Yeah, so I think, because if I'm not mistaken, and if some people can correct me, I love the hearts. Thank y'all. Good grand rising to you, so Lord, you a biscuit. The core Appalachian belief is that love work is plain, it's clean, it's truthful. Nothing is forced, nothing is big. It won't stay on its own if it's not meant to stay. So, a lot of it's intermingled and intertwined. So, it's a good Appalachian spell. And I'm gonna tell you what it says. Oh my God, thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all know when y'all donate, it helps me to do for other people. And I just appreciate y'all doing it. Don't make me cry. Don't do that. Don't make me cry. Blessings to you, Maxie. Don't make me cry. I appreciate y'all doing it. May it return. For real. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. It'd be so unexpected, and unfortunately they don't monetize my videos. I mean, but I appreciate you doing it. Like, that makes me want to do more content because I'm earning something that I can give away. People don't even know, and I shared this yesterday, and I'll share it today. I have an abundance group that you have to pay to get in once a year. And then every month I give you abundance or a spell, and I give you a working, and I create a kit for it and all of that, right? But this the thing. That particular group that you pay to get in one time for the year, and then you have kids and you can buy the kids. I don't keep any of that money either. I don't do Cash App. I'm sorry. I don't do Cash App. I don't do nothing. I want everything reported. I want everything in writing. I want it solidified. I have people that I answer to financially, the I, the R, the S. So I try to do that, make sure it be right. But anyway, people don't know, even in my abundance group, when you buy those kits, you are supporting a legacy, you're supporting a brand. So that money that I take from that group, I actually give it away. So, and that's my little thing. Like, how do I keep abundance flowing for the people that's in the group? I take what the products and stuff that I create just for that group, because I create special products that I do not sell. It's just to that group, and then I give that money away. I literally have 3 houses. Uh, 2 of them is a boarding home, and one of them is a fresh start home. And then those are not my houses, but I donate to those houses. Then I also have a house that I've been doing for over a decade now, and that's my personal. I have a home where I help women who come out of domestic situations with their children, and I help them restart. If you look up Jamestown boarding homes, um, what is that? What is that? What is this little error message? I don't know what that is. Oh, but anyway, I love to help. And so I like to create revenues where it comes back. And so people think that I have a group that you have to pay to get in, but you do. Because every first of the year when I let people in this particular group, all of that money, I disperse it over 4 houses. And so that is how they eat. That helps them with their everyday. Some of them have their check has been suspended for if they were incarcerated, or they had a moment where they was manic and they had to take their medication or something like that. And so I love how you help people. Just be in your flow shows how. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you this. I got into this when I got into boarding homes and stuff like that. When I got into that many years ago, almost 20 years ago, I did it because I knew what homelessness felt like. I knew what it looked like. And I knew what it is to have your family turn against you and you not have nothing. And I know how it is to sleep in my car. I know how it is to sleep in a room. I told someone, and for those of you who've known me for a long time, you know that I used to sleep in a room until I had earned me enough money where I could get me an apartment. And I was living like this very early on. My mama put me out and I had to figure it out. And um, a lot of times mental illness goes along with things like that. And if we do not cater to everyone in the community, if we do not show and be a resource to everybody in the community, to me, that was my way of giving back. And I don't even feel good if I'm not able to give back because I feel like that's what's kept me. Thank you, Miss Lady. Thank you. Ashe, I'm glad you listened to the conversation. And if I didn't send you your stuff, I'm gonna send it today because I think I don't know if I sent anybody this stuff yesterday, but I had my last iron infusion. And I did my last two readings because I didn't want to reschedule nobody. And yeah. Um, when did your aunt and dad come in? I'm so sad that this went down with your mom. Um, so I guess let me explain that. Hello, darling. My biological mother and my great aunt that raised me, that was her aunt. So she was my great aunt that raised me, but that was my mom's aunt. My mom's aunt and my mother's mother, the grandmother, my great aunt, my grandmother, they were sisters. My great aunt that raised me was the oldest out of the 13, and my grandmother was the youngest out of the 13. And my grandmother had a different father than the other 12 children because my great grandmother was raped in the man's kitchen she worked in, if y'all know what I mean, or great. And back in those days, you don't give the child away, you raise them anyway. So my grandmother had a different father. She had a Creole, a Cajun man. My great grandfather was a white man. Um, he was not. He was not their. She was not. He was half. Hello, and so that dynamic. My great aunt raised her baby sister's granddaughter, and that's who I was. And yes, my great aunt was the worker. She was the matriarch. She was the oldest of the 13. Yeah, and when my dad came into play, my father is actually my great uncle. He was my great aunt that raised me. He was her husband, but he had consensual sex with my birth mother because she was 19. I don't know how consensual that was, but it was consensual, and I came to be. And my biological mother already had two children before me, so she had been fucking. And when my birth mother said that she told my great aunt that she was pregnant with me, she told her who the father was. And my great aunt said, I'll take her, because my mother said she didn't want me. And to prove her point of not wanting me, when I was 3 days old after she had me, she left me in the hospital. And so they called my dad and my great aunt, and they came and they got me. And they raised me, and they took care of me, and they provided for me. And I did not know the whole story because I look just like my daddy. I look just like this man. And I did not know the whole story until I was 13 years old. And how I found out was that there was these biracial girls that went to the school that I went to. And they told me that they were my cousins. And I was like, well, how in the fuck are y'all my cousins? Like, y'all don't look like me, like y'all. And so they told me the story. I went home and I told my mom, and she started crying, and she was like, "It's true." And she explained all of that to me because who they were actually uh, who they were actually my sister. I have a half sister from my biological mother, and her father. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I tell people I was very blessed. Um, my birth mother did not raise me, but that did not mean I had a lack of love. You know, that the I can't imagine the strength to do that. And um, I look at it like I look at it like I was really blessed, and I didn't consider myself like that at first. All I could look at was what I lost, if that makes sense. I just looked at what I lost. And I looked at that my birth mother didn't raise me. And I didn't grow up with my brothers and sisters. I didn't grow up with them. I found out a lot about them after I got grown because I went looking for them. They didn't come looking for me. And I don't feel like I missed out on anything. You know, my mother was on drugs, and my brothers and sisters that she raised or half-ass raised, they went through a lot, you know, and I was blessed not to go through that. You know, me getting kicked out when I was a teenager, you know, um, I had already been taught so many things on how to survive and how to, because my mother was quite older than me. And um, I'm really not mad at anybody. I Oh, thank you, right, Alexander. I'm not mad at anybody. I feel like I've had a phenomenal life. Um, I think that my birth mother is stuck at her age of trauma, and I don't think she ever grew up. And I used to try to force myself on her and my sisters and brothers, and I just realized I could not do that, that I am different, unfortunately. Well, I'm not going to say unfortunately, I'm just going to say I'm different. And I had to learn to accept I'm never going to be in their inner circle. I wasn't raised around them. I do not connect to them like that. And I wanted to connect to them, but I understand that they didn't want to connect to me like that. So I can sit up and dwell on the negative parts because that's easy to do. That's easy to do that. Or I can focus on that my mother that raised me, she truly was a spiritual mother and a mentor to me. And I don't feel like I lacked on that. My father never raised me to be different than I was a bastard's child or whatever the case may be. My daddy loved me so completely, so wholly. And I was privileged to learn from a lady that practiced who counterpole me to um where I am today. And it's because she did raise me, and she loved me the best way she knew how. And I accept it, you know. Um, I had a wonderful spiritual father as well, Hoodoo Simois, and he loved me for almost a decade. He loved me, he fed my spirit, you know, especially when my dad passed away, you know, and I just don't feel like I don't feel like I had a lack. I don't feel like I missed out on something. I will tell you that I'll always have a love for my biological mother, but because I can't do people that are not healed, and I can't do toxicity in that way, and I can't do relationships that make me uncomfortable, and I don't put myself in places where I'm going to be, where my nervous system is going to be activated. I just don't do that. And so because of that, and because she won't get the help that she needs, I can't facilitate a space for her. And the sad thing is that I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, because every time I go around them, it's something, and it's always something negative. Like I have sisters and brothers that are legit jealous of me. And I used to be jealous of them because they had my mom, and they was jealous of me because I didn't have her and I did so much better than they did. And they don't even understand that the same way they felt is the same way that I felt not having her. You know what I'm saying? And because I've never lacked love, because I've never lacked love like that. I just don't, because my mom and dad, they did love me. You know what I'm saying? And I've been blessed. Okay, daddy. Whoever you want to act. Okay. I just don't feel like that. And I feel like I was thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. No matter how you were created to be born, God never make mistakes. Many of us blessed that you were born and educate. Oh my God, thank you. And honestly, that's why I just, it's hard for me to be angry, and it's hard for me to be mad, and it's hard for me to feel something like like my mom thinks that I hate her because I won't fuck with her. I don't hate her. I always look at how people are present in my life. I always look at how people are present in my life. And I always look at what role they serve. And if you are in my life and you're not serving a positive role in my life, I don't want you attached to it, because I don't fuck with unhealed people. I'm going to say that again. Like, I don't tolerate shit like that, because you're not going to project on me. You're not going to pocket watch me. You're not going to sit up and be like, oh, you just so happy. Well, bitch, for you to say that, bitch, I want you to be happy too. And I want you to do the work. Like, it took me, and I want to say this to anybody that's watching this, it took for me to really fall in love with myself. That way I did, because I used to be heavy on abandonment issues, heavy on rejection. Like, bitch, if I felt like you rejected me, or baby, you done triggered a whole, and I'm a Taurus too, so you done triggered a whole bunch of shit in me. I had to heal that shit. I had to heal that shit, because if I didn't heal it, everybody that come into my life and then they want to leave, I'm gonna have a fucking breakdown, and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm a bad person. They want. No, I'm not going to do that. I had to realize I had to deal with my abandonment issues first. I had to deal with the way that I looked at love first. Like, I understand that everybody ain't gonna be there. People serve a purpose, they serve a reason, and they're not there for a lifetime. And that's what we have to look at. I felt your story more than Kenya Moore, Real Housewives of Atlanta. She had a similar type of situation with her mom, but you handle it way better. Well, therapy. You help people and speak the truth. No, it's really, I just wanted to be honest. I feel like one of the reasons why I do not lie, and when I say I don't lie, you might not like the story that I tell, but that's the story of what you did to me. So if you want me to have a better story or a better version of you, then show me that. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm so big on being honest and being truthful is because my mama and daddy, unfortunately, they lied to me the first 13 years of my life, telling me who I was and who I wasn't. I always felt like I was different. I always felt like I didn't relate. I always felt like I didn't connect to, oh, that's my, I always knew that something was off, but for it to be told and then everybody fucking knew about it. Like all my family, like, and it fucked me up that it's so many times in a family, motherfuckers know the truth, but nobody would tell it. You know what I'm saying? And then my mother was the matriarch of the family. So everybody was scared of her. And then if you needed somewhere to stay, you needed somewhere to go, everybody went to Aunt Sarah's house. So nobody wants to piss off Aunt Sarah. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's going to tell me, but I always knew it was something off. I always knew that. You know what I'm saying? So when I found out, I had to look at it as if it's about alignment. If my biological mother would have raised me, I wouldn't be here today. Ain't no telling what the fuck I'd be doing. I'd probably be selling pussy or something. I don't know. I'd probably be selling some ass. Like, I don't know. I probably could have been like really bad off. Like, I don't know. But what I do know is that she loved me enough to know I can't take care of her. I'm going to give her to someone who can. So for that, I do love her. Now, I can't stand her ass now because you choose not to be present now. And you can't come. See, this the thing about y'all. And this, you can't freestyle with me. You can't come in this bitch projecting onto me. You can't come on this bitch, all the issues that you have with women, you taking it out on me because I'm sitting in this role. You got me fucked up. Get your motherfucking life right. Because treat me the same way you want to be treated. You want to be respected, respect me. You want me to love you, then love me. You want me to be kind and you didn't be kind to me. Like, that's the type of reciprocation I'm on. You don't get to, well, I'm gonna fuck with you now, I ain't gonna fuck with you then. I'm gonna stand out from you now, and I'm gonna do. No, you ain't gonna tell me you love me and do me like that. Because if you love me, you are responsible to me. You take accountability for what you did, and you go, how do I move forward? How do I make amends? My mother has never had that kind of conversation with me. What she will do is go off, well, my mama died when I was 17. Okay. In my life. And I go, okay. And I will listen to that. And I will say, what do you want to do to be better? She can't never tell me that. So if I'm telling you, these are the rules to me. You don't get to do this, this, and this with me because you're not going to give me at 100%. So you don't get to just freestyle with me. You don't get to just, you know what I'm saying? You don't get to project on me now. Ask me, communicate with me, bitch. Like, you don't get to just, oh, well, I just thought and I just assumed and I just, now ask me, talk to me. Give me the same level of respect that you want people, how that you want them to treat you. Then do me like that. And if you do want people to treat you fucked up, then do better. Treat me better. Like, I have rules to me. You can't just sister girl me and hey sis me and then you treat me another kind of way. You know what I'm saying? My mama like attention. My mama might not be on drugs no more, but my mother still has a dope fiend mentality. She think that I'm supposed to kiss her ass and all of that shit, and I'm not doing it. You fit to go, honey? Oh, that's the business, so I gotta pay the taxes on it. I love you. All right, I'll talk to you later. So again, let me read the comment. He threw me off. Okay, focus, bitch. All right. Isn't that crazy? You could have been a dealer. I was a dealer, child. I was a dealer at one point. Did you ever have a time when you doubted the direction you were going in because showed up to meet you where you are over the past month? I'm gonna say this because I've always been. I wasn't expecting him to come into it. Anyway, I think I'm blushing and stuff now. Anyway, so God, okay. Um, I realized that everybody was not going to understand me because my journey, it seemed like, was quite different from a lot of people. And I felt like I never connected to people, like, not in that way. Like, I connect to people in a deep way, but in my personal life, it was never, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It was never like a absolute connection. And it's because I didn't connect to myself. Like, I used to ruminate over being my mother giving me away. I used to do that. The right man would have you going, child. I used to do that. And I used to ruminate over all the negative stuff and all of whatever. And I didn't know how to move forward from that. But I knew that if I did not get myself together, I was not going to have the life that I really wanted to have. And I knew I had to be a better version. I didn't know what that looked like. If I'm being honest, I didn't really know what that looked like, but I knew I had to be better. And I had to figure that out. And I had to figure out all my meanness. I had to figure out all my pain. I had to figure out me. I had to figure that shit out. Um, it was not an overnight process. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people will love the damaged version of you. They will love the fucked up version of you because you just stewing in the same type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there. I did not want to be there. I wanted to be better. Growing up, I always felt like I wasn't good enough. And I thought the same thing too. Cause think about it. Once I found out that I was adopted, but that my great aunt adopted me, once I found out that's what that was, now I questioned who I was. Like, why my mama didn't want me? Like, what did I do that was so bad that she didn't want me? But 18 months later, she had another child and she kept him. What was so terrible about me? Then I had to start looking at, it wasn't that it was so terrible. She didn't have a capacity because I was going to be so big and I was going to be different. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't going to hold the capacity to handle that. And how I know that she doesn't hold the capacity to handle that is because as an adult, my mother can't get past her guilt of giving me away. And if you ask her why she did it, I've heard so many fucking, I've heard so many different versions. Like, she told me one time that my dad wasn't my dad, that it was another man that was my daddy. She waited till I was 38 to tell me that. That was fun. But she didn't know that I had already, good morning. She didn't know I had already did a blood test with my daddy. So I knew that he was my real father. Because I asked him before he died. Because I wanted to put everything together because I wanted to heal from it in a complete way. So she just kept lying. She just kept lying. She just kept lying. And I could tell she was lying. I felt like she was lying. So it went from, well, it's this situation. Then I asked her again, and she was like, well, yeah, he is your father, and I was tricking with him. That doesn't fucking surprise me, bitch. Like, then it's she was fucking 3 niggas when she got pregnant with me. And I'm like, girl. And she didn't know who my daddy was until she had me because I looked like my dad. And I was just like, not my mama a hoe. Girl, not you a hoe. I can respect that part. because you had a fun weekend, apparently, when you got me. But I had to look at everything that way. And I was like, bitch, I didn't want for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want for anything. I didn't. And baby, she was doing her thing. She was doing her thing at that time. And shit, to me, I looked up like I really looked up because one of them other niggas could have been my daddy. But Johnell was my daddy. And baby, Johnell, I ain't trying to be funny, but my dad was like the uncle of the family that had all the money. Big Daddy. I'm sorry. I don't take shit serious. Do you hear me? I don't take shit serious. And I need to. I don't be taking shit serious. All right. Well, so that's why when my brother, okay, city girls do be winning, okay, because my daddy had a whole bunch of money. He was that nigga that had a whole bunch of money. Like my daddy was the type of nigga, this nigga got about 2-3 hoes somewhere and he taking care of all of them and nothing ever interrupted from what, look, I said, my daddy was a whole ass nigga, like for real. My daddy was light skinned, very light skinned, green eyes. Enough said, bitch. That's who my daddy was. And he was a Geechee nigga. My mom used like, I hate this Gula Geechee. And she would just be going off on my daddy. Like, girl, I know. Girl, I know. Girl, I know. Do you think it was shame of having a child with your great aunt's husband? My mama ain't ashamed of shit. Maybe she couldn't hold the responsibility of having a child by her aunt. No. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. That'll do is yeah, my daddy was a Sagittarius too. A Sagittarius with money. Cause my daddy had like several businesses. My daddy had bootleg houses, like gambling houses. My daddy also had a pool where he tied steel when they built pools. My dad also laid concrete for Katie Napper in construction. Like my daddy was into, so I just, I'm just saying. You like my dark humor? Thank you. Listen, baby. Wait a minute. What you say, PDA? Baby, a sage with money, you can't tell them shit. Look, and you couldn't tell my daddy shit. Listen, my daddy was so motherfucking cavalier. You look just like, I do look just like my daddy. I do. Listen. I mean, my daddy, he said, you can have whatever you want. I remember, y'all. I'm going against what the video is supposed to be about. But anyway, since we live and I'm hot. My daddy told me, okay, so when I was 17, I was like, Daddy, I like girls. And so I'm sitting on the porch, my daddy drinking a Budweiser. And I go out there and my daddy smoking a little. And I go out there like, can I hit it too? And he was like, here. He was like, yeah, I know you been there pinching off my stash. He said, oh, so you finally. He was like, so you finally. Baby, my daddy was a big businessman. My daddy had businesses till he was almost 80. Now he was 81 when he fully retired. So, okay, Tiffany, get on there, girl. And so, I told my daddy, I'm sitting on the porch and I was like, Dad, I got something to tell you. And I had started crying. And he was like, whoa, Red, because Red is my nickname. Right now, y'all can't call me that. And he was like, what's wrong, Red? And I was like, Daddy. And I was like, I think I like girls. So my daddy take a little sip of his Budweiser. He said, well, which one are you? And I said, what you mean? He said, which one are you? Are you the carpet muncher? Are you like getting your carpet cleaned out and vacuumed? And I was like, I don't know, Daddy. I probably like both. And he said, well, yes, my daddy was a big entrepreneur. So yes, I do get honest. And I was like, not a carpet muncher. I like having my carpet vacuumed. And I said, well, I like to do both. And he was like, how do you know? And I was like, I don't know. But I know I'm attracted to women. And he said, well, long as them hoes got some money. I said, well, what if I like boys too? He said, long as them hoes got some money. That was my coming out story. I said, oh, uh, okay, Daddy. Like that was it. Like that was it. That was all. That I mean, I, I okay. And he said, and I was like, well, Daddy, you don't think? He said, you my daughter. I don't care. He said, you're pretty as fuck. He said, why couldn't you have both? I just said, make sure the motherfuckers give you some money. And I said, why is it so important? He said, so I don't have to give you so much. Look, I'll show you that. So that was again, I grew up kind of like that. Like when I was out there selling dope and I was out there in the world, I still talk to my dad. I'd be like, Dad, come get some money. So I mean, at 21, I was invested in my daddy business. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what other people but my life, I really can't complain. I had love as a child. I don't feel like I was neglected in that way. I don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my daddy was like, don't let them hoes run over you. Don't let he said them hoes got mouths. Now, if you're gonna fuck with them, you need to understand. So again, I had a father like that. I had a mother who taught me hoodoo. I had a mother that taught me. I didn't even know that's what she was teaching me, but that's what she was teaching me. So I don't regret my life. I don't regret anything. I don't regret almost going to prison. I don't regret getting in trouble. I don't regret any of that because I learned from all of it. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't look like half the shit that I've been through. Like real fucking talk. Do I? I don't think I look almost 50. And I don't think I look like I have been through half the shit that I fucking went through. And my God, today, bitch. It was like I know God played about me, Bucket Baby, because he played all the motherfucking games for me. Like he was like sitting up, bitch, he was sitting up creating games when it came about me. He was like, you know what? I have not been toxic enough in her life. Let me do some more toxic shit. Like he was like, I'm gonna play all about her. Listen. So, he gave me good life lessons. Absolutely. Thank you so much that people try and make you feel weird when you like both genders. But you can't live for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live for yourself. This the thing. Everybody's trying to live up to expectations of someone else. And most times somebody else, they don't even fucking know what they're looking for. How many people can actually tell you they're living their purpose? How many? And because not many people can tell me they live in their purpose, many people can't tell me shit. Now, if you live in your purpose and you doing what you're supposed to do, then bitch, I got you. I love that for you. But if you're not, bitch, let me help you. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. So I just look at everything like that. I it's really hard to make me mad. It's really hard to make me feel anything. Most times people be thinking that I'm mad at them, and I'm not. Like, and if I'm gonna tell y'all this, if you don't do nothing else, learn this from this video. Don't project on people. Ask. Do not assume that you know what this person's thinking, what you think they're gonna say. Well, I just know how you. No, you don't know. Ask, y'all. Ask, ask, ask. Don't assume that you know. Well, I just figured. Oh, I just thought. Oh, I know how you. No, just ask. Is it too late to get in the abundance group? It is, unfortunately. I only do it one time a year, and that is in December. You can get in for the next year. Sorry, somebody I'm working with. So, I don't feel like I had a lack of love. I don't feel like I had a lack of self-worth. I had to really work on it though. You know, I had to really deal with my abandonment issues. I had to really deal with rejection. I had to really, do I have any other groups and classes? I have my group, Infinite Energy. Infinite Energy is a free group, and I teach so much. You can also join my Infinite Energy group on Patreon. It's just literally $5 a month. And I do posts and stuff in there as well, spells and teachings and stuff as well. I have an apprenticeship. My apprenticeship is $6,000 a year. That's it, just $6,000 a year. And I teach in there. So I do have other streams and ways that you can learn more. I do. Yeah, so I do have students. I do have my direct students that are in my apprenticeship. And I keep all my numbers low only because I want to know the people. I want to know the people that's in my group. I want to know the people that's in my, immediate community. Yeah. My dog want to get out so bad, but I'm not just to let her out. She's gonna have to wait. All right, so back to this video. Well, you can do that. That is absolutely fine. I just ask that you make an introduction video and you also, be active. But if you want to become apprentice, you can always email me about it. And that thing. But back to I was going to give y'all an appellation working that you can do. And it's called honey and name paper. And it's sweeten what's mint. Did y'all hear what I said? Sweeten what's mint. So you need some honey, you need a brown paper bag or some brown paper and a pencil, not a pen. Because Appalachian people really are just simple, quick type of people. My apprenticeship, yes, it is $6,000. Yeah, it is an interview process. I don't just let you in. I make you work for that type of access to me. Whew, I do. All right. So you're gonna write your name on that brown piece of paper 3 times. You're gonna turn the paper clockwise. You're gonna add a drop of honey. You're gonna fold it towards you, and you're just gonna say real plainly, what's meant for me, come gentle and true. What ain't, pass me by without harm. And you can put it in your Bible, you can put it in your purse, you can put it under your pillow, because it's not about domination with the appellation, it's about alignment. So that is kind of similar to some of the stuff that we do. Also back to the first one that I was telling you, the self-love activation work, that's the foundation work. Pink candle or a red candle, a rose quartz, that's optional. Honey, paper, and a pen. So you're going to write 5 qualities that you bring into the relationship that you want, whether it's self-love or anything like that. Right. I agree. It's all different, but it's based off of some of the same dysphorias. You're going to light the candle. You're going to place a drop of honey on your tongue, and you're going to say, you know, I am sweet to myself. I attract what reflects my value. You're going to sit for 5 minutes. You're going to focus on your chest area, which is your heart chakra, because again, this stabilizes that desperation energy, because I'll be wanting y'all not to be desperate. Because what do I tell y'all about desperation? Don't she follow with the chaos? When y'all be, I gotta make this emergency. I gotta hurry up and no, because you had time. Nothing is ever an emergency unless your ass go to jail. And even if you went to jail behind some tickets or something like that, but you had time. So either pay it or make an arrangement for it. All right. Okay. Oh, and another thing working that you can do, and it doesn't just have to be today. It could be any day. And it's like magnetism work. And again, get you a red candle, get you a little cinnamon, get you a little bit of honey again, and write your name on it 3 times on a piece of paper. Sprinkle a little cinnamon lightly over the candle, and I would do it from the bottom up, you know, and anoint it with some honey, just a little honey and a little cinnamon go up the candle, you know, like a, anyway. And then you're going to fold the name towards you to kind of draw love in. And you will simply say, as I draw from this flame, I draw alignment to love, no obsession, no confusion, just alignment. The word is alignment, not attachment. Like, I be really trying to help y'all. When I leave candy offerings, do you leave them in the wrapping saying Expedite loves candy, but I always leave them? If you're working with Saint Expedite in particular, do it like this. Give him a Twinkie, not candy. If you're working with Saint Expedite, give him a Twinkie. Or like those Debbie snack cakes, because they're very sweet. And the reason why you give him the cake because it's something that can stand for a few days. I wouldn't necessarily give him candy because that's fast. And yes, you want his working to be fast, but you want it to be super sweet. So I would say a Twinkie. Yeah, like I said, but the Sara Lee, the pound cake, give it to him after he did it, not before. Okay, so I would give it to him. Give him the pound cake after. That's his gift. That's his offering after. But I would give him a Twinkie to start off with. Just mine. But you don't have to do that. You can give him candy, but I just wouldn't do that. Out of the wrapper. Yeah, or you can just open it a little bit. Like for Santa Muerte, I leave her stuff in the wrapper. I don't take it out. And if y'all want to see, let me see if I can turn my camera. That's in my office right now. That's my Santa Muerte offering. So I am a Santa Muerte devotee. And I don't know if you guys can. Yeah, I probably can't see it, but I have candy over there for her. But she's in my office. I be looking at mother. So I love Santa Muerte, and I am a devotee of hers. Big time. Big time. Well, if you are a widow, if you loved your husband, you can always light him a red candle. You can always light him a red candle, and you can just say that you love him and you were thinking about him, and that's okay. A red candle, maybe some something sweet, maybe something that he liked, but you can do that to honor him, especially if he was a good husband. Yeah. But I read on someone's post, she said, if you're sad about, oh, of course, Shauna, of course. I have on this on this arm, I have a big, I will show y'all. But I have a big tattoo of Santa Muerte, and the man who did my Santa Muerte tattoo, he actually used my face in it. He's deceased. He had a heroin overdose. I sure hate that because he could do some tattoos, you hear me? Especially when he was high. I can always tell him when he was high. Yeah, I was a risk taker. Cause baby, he did a cover up for me in his Santa Muerte, and it looks amazing. I'll show y'all. Oh, but anyway, I saw a post and it said, if you're sad about being single today, appreciate the fact that there's no one playing in your face and you're not being lied to. I mean, I mean, I mean, solitude as protection rather than rejection. Hi, Tracy. Thank you for saying that. See, I think when someone's sad about being single, I think the sadness is usually tied to comparison. Everybody else has somebody, or loneliness, I don't feel chosen, or like fantasy, maybe I should have stayed. But if your statement shifts, then your mind frame will shift. You know what I'm saying? Into safety. Duchess, where is a good place to get the sport figures for our altars? Right now, I just have my ancestral altar, my working altar, but I want a shrine. But I'm in Noya and want that flavor. Ooh. If I say what I want to say about New Orleans and yeah, no, y'all, you trying to set me up, Ray. You trying to set me up. You trying to set me up. You know they don't like me. Especially since my godfather passed, because he was in New Orleans. You know they don't like me. You trying to set me up. You trying to set me up. In New Orleans. Let's see. Well, they do. New Orleans does have some spirit figures. Who in particular are you? Yeah, Ray, you trying to set me up? You trying to get me to say some shit, and I'm not gonna say no shit. Them motherfuckers from New Orleans already can't stand me, and they mad at me. I ain't gonna even go there, but I'm just gonna say who are you looking for in particular? I love New Orleans too. She, them little stoves and stuff, baby. Listen, and when I be going and I be trying to go and support, because my godfather always said I should support. So anywhere I go, I try to support local botanicas and stuff like that. You still cool with Crescent City Conjure? That should be part of yours. I do want to say something so bad, but I don't want to do that. All I'm gonna say is, okay, right. Email me, and I will tell you where you can go. I have somebody for Baron Samedi on the Crow. I got you. But it ain't gonna be in New Orleans though. But I got you. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying they don't be liking me. I don't be giving a shit, but they don't be liking me. See, a lot of them I know they secrets. Because my godfather was a punk. he tell everything. LaCroix would be harder. That's a Creole thing. LaCroix, but I prefer. Oh no, I can help you with either one. Just email me. I'll tell you. He's not very open. He's not open to like other people, but I can talk to him. I want to say something so bad. Crescent City Conjure, huh? Mm. Is that with that little black boy? The one that teaches hoodoo and voodoo now? Is that the one? Is that the one? Ah, the powderhead. Mm. That actually, he was a Wiccan. And who taught him everything was my godfather that passed. They was a couple. And my godfather helped him open that store. I teach everything. I be knowing everything too. Yeah. Yeah, he was an alcoholic, a fucking drunk. And he got with my godfather and used him. My godfather taught him everything that he knew. He was a Wiccan. Yeah, I said powderhead. He'd do it right there on his counter. Mean to his customers and stuff. And I can talk about him because he was with my godfather and he hugged him out. Yeah, he broke my godfather's heart. Doesn't Star have a piece of the store originally? No, that was severed long before he passed. I have all the tea. Listen, I be trying to tell y'all. I be trying to tell y'all. I be knowing a lot of business. People talk to me. Well, I don't go back and share. And typically I don't talk about nobody. You pay for one of his courses. Girl, don't get me started. All I can say is fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. And it's just solely based off of how he treated my godfather. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Taurus, so bitch, I'm a ride. Do you hear me? Like, bitch, if I'm on your side, uh, I'm a ride for you. I'm gonna do whatever for you. And if you don't like them, hey, I don't like them either. And I don't have to know all the story, and I don't have to know everything. It's just that they didn't hurt you or they didn't did something to you, then I'm a fuck them up. So fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah. That's how I feel about that. Yeah. I can't tell y'all who to support. And y'all can go back and tell them I said it. I don't give a flying fuck about none of that. Or about him or how he feel or anything else. You know, I didn't do nobody wrong. And if I do, I know how to apologize and make amends and all of that good stuff. But he never did that. So I hope his spirit, living or dead, never rests. You know, that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Off topic, if you're into energy drinks, sparkling water, try Celsius. I don't really do energy drinks unless they got CBD or THC in them. But yeah, if y'all single today, so what? You know what I'm saying? Just work on yourself. Hi. Jesus, so the whole power of three. Someone always had fell out with his favorite guy. I don't know. I won't get into like a whole bunch of stuff like that. I just won't. I just know what it means for me as far as when it comes to um my godfather and how he moved. You know what I'm saying? So my godfather was an incredible man and had a very loving heart, and he gave everybody a chance. And you know, he accepted everybody, and sometimes that would be his demise and his downfall too, because he did that, and because everybody didn't want him for him. Some people wanted him for other reasons and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm not, I don't know him personally. So I can't say, but you know what I'm saying? So, that was my godfather, and I was my godfather's most beloved child. Um, so I have my thoughts, I have my feelings, and for the longest time I did not express them because I wanted to respect my godfather wishes. And my godfather didn't really want nobody talking bad on him because he loved him, even after he used them and hugged them out. Yeah. But, love yourself and don't be worried about that. You know, don't be worrying about being single and all of that shit. Love yourself. Love yourself. Because you ain't in no lack. Love is love. St. Louise probably smiles from ear to ear watching how you conduct yourself, especially how you started your Sunday school. Oh, I know he loves that. I know he absolutely loves that because that's something that he been wanting me to do. And um I didn't, you know. So I don't sit up and I'm not gonna sit up and talk about anyone. I really not. I will tell the truth about you. And that's the truth of what I know. You know, he destroyed him in that relationship. And he destroyed him to emulate him. And a lot of times that's what happens. We love people, we give them the best part of us, and we think that they're going to respect it, and most times they don't. I know you used to talk about this for years and how he foresaw that. He did. I feel like I was very blessed to have Sim Moise in my life, and he really, uh, he really buffed out some very jagged edges with me. And he was so kind and he was so sweet and um, so loving. And he just had such a heart for me. And it was palatable. You know, it was, I think about all the teachings and everything that he's given me. And he gave me a lot. And he gave me him and he gave me a heart for this. My godfather, yeah, he was on my channel a few times. Yeah. I wish I actually would have did more stuff with him. I have money class with him, protection class. Like if you guys go on my website and look at my older classes, I still have those classes up. I think one of the last classes that we did was a class talking about death. And he died a few months later. So I have not brought myself to watch any of those videos since I did them, but they're there. Yeah. So anyway, I need to get off of here. I wanted to share some Valentine Day time with y'all, and y'all had a story time, and I gave y'all a couple little workings, and I just appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. As we go along the series, absolutely, I'll talk about lessons about self-discipline. You can tell when he came into my life. Oh, I was young. I was in a pit bull. I was. He did give me softness. He did. He did. He did give me softness. He really did. I realized when he came into my life, I realized that I really, really needed him. And I had the privilege of having him in my life for 7 years. And that's just 7 years of teaching and learning, and 7 years of just being guided, of true, true, true mentorship, and friendship and brotherhood and sisterhood. Sometimes he was my father, and sometimes he was my mother. Sometimes he was my brother. Sometimes he was my big sister. Sometimes I served these roles for him. Um, in another time, I think we must have been lovers. In another time, we had to be together because from the moment I went to his store, y'all, years before, and he had just opened it. And I went in there and I made a YouTube video about it. And he saw the video and he reached out to me and he said, "You're supposed to be my godchild." And I thought, yeah, Joe, the fuck is this? And I just, I fell in love with him, like as a person, as an energy, as a being. And I love him. I still love him. It was the most healthiest relationship. Um, I ever had with another person that was not blood related to me. And I agree. I think that two of y'all had to be lovers. I really do believe that. I believe that in another lifetime, I was his husband and he was the wife. And we used to joke about stuff like that. But I do feel like in another lifetime we was together. I really do feel like that. And I think the lifetime that we served in was ancient. It was old. It was older, eons ago, BC type shit. And um, I do. I'll always, uh, I'll always love him. Always. He was the first man other than the man that I dated. Um, he was the first man to he was the first man to never leave me like that. And what I mean by that is, I always told him that people would leave me without a goodbye. They would just go. They wouldn't even explain why they leaving. And I told him that years and years ago. And, as many of you knew, I was there when he passed. And um, he didn't leave me without a goodbye. Mm-mm. And for that, uh, I'll always be very thankful that he did not forget about me. And he didn't leave me without a goodbye. You know, um, that was important. And he made that a priority. And he held on until I got there. And that was the hardest thing I probably ever done was give them the okay to turn the machines off because he wanted them to know that it was me that was to make that decision. I know that was big for you. I know that that was a promise that you would get goodbye and closure and kept that promise to his last breath. He did. But that's just what type of man he was. Hmm. And again, I've had the privilege of having such strong men like that in my life. And um he was definitely that. So yeah. So light a candle. I'm gonna light him a red candle and put him a fresh cigarette, his favorite cigarettes up there. And maybe some Jameson, because that was his favorite drink. So I might put something on my altar for him today. But yeah, I got readings to do today. But I love you guys. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Uh, thank you for allowing me to be on this platform with you for as long as that I've done it too. Uh, you're gonna elevate me? Well, thank you. I haven't had anyone to tell me that before. Only thing I ask is that do not put me on a altar where you have deceased people. And and then you shouldn't put the living with the dead on the altar. But anyway, because people have done that. They have put me on their altars with their grandmama. Girl, I'm not here. I am still here. Don't put me on no goddamn altar with no dead people. But anyway, I love you guys. Have a great Valentine's Day. It is raining here, but don't let it rain in y'all life. So y'all be good. Tomorrow I'm doing chapter 6. I'm doing chapter 6. Um, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all show up for me. Continue to show up for me on these videos. I have gotten over almost 1 million views so far with this series, and I ain't getting no money from it like that. But I love the fact that so many people are watching it and stuff like that. And I would, your uncle passed it, but you have no pictures, then just put his name on it. Put a name on a piece of paper. Yeah, put his name on a piece of paper. Don't trip. You ain't gotta have a picture per se. Yeah, you can do that. And oh yeah, and it is rainwater, and you should collect it. You know, because water, it's you can get some rainwater and do some spell work under the moon, because it is associated with the moon. Anyway, yeah, rainwater is great. And because think about it, they consider rainwater traveling through the heavens before touching the earth. So that symbolism alone makes it very powerful in a ritual. So anyway, if you guys want to book a reading, you want to book a conversation, you want to book an ancestor reading with me, go on to my website, magicalLadyDuchess.com. I sell all kind of products. I do monthly rituals as well. You can if you want to. You can if you want to. But just remember that rain work, and if it's a gentle rain kind of works with love work. It's nervous system reset, reconciliation baths. You can use if it's a gentle rain. If it's a thunderstorm rain, that's a breakthrough energy type of rain. So that's a breakthrough energy type of power. That helps to disrupt stagnation and disruption. It's good for court case work, for protection work, for breaking blockages. You know, if it's a steadfast all day type of rain, that's your energy cleansing. That's your slow manifestation. That's your emotional processing. Like that removes sadness. It removes depression. And it's also good if you want to make you an crossing bath. Look, y'all getting all kind of little gems and stuff today. And then if it's like a full moon and it's raining, which is rare but very powerful, y'all. That's like you can charge stuff, ritual washes, stuff like that. So get your little mason jar, you know, wait 1 to 2 minutes after it start raining so it kind of clears out the debris, just to kind of let y'all know that. And then add a few drops of like Florida water if you're gonna use it long term. And then make sure you label the water with the moon phase and a date, just to make it more powerful for you. I make floor washes, spiritual baths. I do all of this for a living. I've been doing this for a long time. If you have not taken any of my classes, go on the website, take some of these classes, learn some stuff. I am a great teacher. I think that I'm a great mentor, and I think you'll truly benefit for some of the information that has been presented. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Rock out today. Do something beautiful for yourself, whether you got somebody or not. All right. Ashe, happy Valentine's Day, guys.